Great. Ashna, now we are live streaming on YouTube. So wish you all good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
start.
Yeah, start, please.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 13th episode of Young Empowerment Talks. My name is Ashna Takdani, and I'm going to be the event manager for this week's session. So, why this club? Well, our mission is to support children and young adults to communicate and express themselves effectively, as well as enlighten them with practical knowledge about life, and therefore help them to achieve their dreams. And we have a vision of empowering children and youth with important skills like communication skills, leadership skills, and other social skills, which would make them stand out in the different aspects of their life. So, in short, we are helping you to communicate better, or even helping you to become public speakers. And we're also trying to help you become the better leaders that the world needs. And at Young Empowerment Talks, we teach children self-management skills because we believe that self-management is essential for a healthy, happy, and productive life. And our Young Empowerment Talks is a wonderful club, and it's important to see the history of this club as well. So there were two founders who started the Empowerment Talks Club for the benefit of the community. They wanted to help people, and they saw that it was really helping other people in the society. So they decided to start other clubs as well, like the e-bookery club, the Mastermind Club, and the 5 a.m. Club, and also the Young Empowerment Talks Club. So these are the founders. So we have Faisal Ibrahim. He is the founder of Empowerment Talks and the associated clubs, which I mentioned on the previous slide. And he is a conversationalist and business speaker and a company formation consultant in the UAE. And we also have Yash Rawat. He is the co-founder of Empowerment Talks. He is a conversationalist and a wisdom content creator. And he leads the team at Al Futtaim Group in Dubai. These are the co-founders of Young Empowerment Talks. So on the left, we have Anil Thomas. He is an aviation engineering professional with qualifications and passion in applied psychology and management. He is also an international coach, a career counselor, science popularist, and a mentor. And on your right, we have Saeed Harris. He is a trainer from Macmillan Education, and he's also an international speaker and a mentor. This is our lovely leadership team, and these are our young leaders. Right now, this is our agenda for the day, so I'll give you around a minute to look at it. Looks like quite interesting today, doesn't it? All right, and the theme for this week is time management. Either run the day or the day runs you. So this is our guest speaker for the day. Her name is Kavita Murali. She's a special educator and psychologist. She has worked as a principal in Umeed, an Air Force Special School in Chennai from 2004 to 2011. And she started her own school, Shakti Remedial Learning Center in Chennai in August 2011. Now, if you would like to help conduct sessions in our show, then do not hesitate to contact us on these two numbers on WhatsApp, and I will post them again in the chat. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for waiting patiently. And now I would like to pass it over to our host for this week. Her name is Zenha.
Thank you so much, Ashna. Time is one of the most important and valuable things in the universe. The whole universe is dependent on time. If there is no time, There's nothing. The universe is three-dimensional as we can see, but time is very different. Time is four-dimensional. So nothing can buy time. Time always moves forward, it doesn't move backward. Even if you take hold of the hands of a clock, it isn't going to stop the time from passing by. Once the time goes, it can never be back. The past time can never be retrieved. Most of the people in today's world give importance to money, but money cannot buy a single second of time. So we should always value and save our time. We should manage our time in such a way that no time should be wasted on the unnecessary things. On one, managing their activities in a certain amount of time is a successful person. People who don't have a schedule to do in the day are usually those unsuccessful people. What do we achieve by wasting time? Nothing. As students, we must always manage our activities in order to become good students and score good marks. The age of students is just like a test. In this age, students have a lot of time. The thing they have to learn and apply is time management. If one will focus on their work, then more time will be saved, and this will help them to do their best in life. A life without time management is very boring, useless, and meaningless. If we read the biographies of great and successful people, then we will come to know that they have great value to their time. We all must value time in our hearts. What's your watch? So today our guest speaker is Kavita Murali ma'am. She is a special educator and psychologist. She won BSc first class with distinction and University second from Women's Christian College tonight. She won her B.Ed first class with distinction from Tamil Nadu Open University tonight. She is an MSc gold medalist first class with distinction. She worked as a principal in Umeed A for Special School tonight. She won the Women Achiever Award, Best Special Educator Award, and the Best Teacher Award. After completing a special education course, she felt that most parents have either very low or very high concern and acceptance regarding their child's condition. So she studied psychology to give free parental counseling to the needed. Mrs. Kavita has attended many talk shows in media and written some articles in local Time magazines too. She also visits regular schools to create awareness and help the teachers identify the development delays as early as possible so that the early intervention phase will not be lost and the functioning level of the child can be improved to the maximum. So please help me welcome Mrs. Kavita ma'am.
Thank you Zena, Ashna, thank you so much. Good evening everyone. Hope all of you are enjoying your weekend. Yeah, okay. Ashna, you are sharing my screen?
Yes, I am. Just before we start, I'd like to make sure that everyone knows that, guys, please do not unmute yourself as it'll bring disturbance. However, if you do have any questions, feel free to note them down and then we can ask them at the end later through chat box. Okay, I will share your screen just now. There. Can everyone see it?
Yeah. Done. Okay. So today I'm here with a very beautiful topic. It's about time and time management. Okay. We have all heard our parents saying, teachers saying, don't waste time. Time is precious. Time cannot be brought back. We cannot buy time. Time and tide never comes back. So things like that. So what is time? How important is time? We have some beautiful quotes out here. Time is easy to make. I mean, it's difficult to buy. No, you cannot buy time. Once time is gone, it's gone. That's all. Do we waste time? No, we don't waste time. We don't use it wisely. We don't use it productively. That is the difference. That is the difference between successful people. Now, when you talk to toppers or successful people, their time management plans are very good. They manage their day very beautifully. I think that is the secret of their success too. So Is it true that time is very much important? Yes, time is life. Once it's gone forever. Okay, so it's most valuable and scarcest resource. So you have to make best use of time as much as possible. Okay, now I want the definition of time management, Ashna. Next. Basically, next slide, ma'am. Basically, time management is a conscious effort and should be utilized properly. In simple words, it's just division of time to complete your day-to-day activities. Okay, to be very formal, it is a strategy of planning out your available time and controlling the amount of time spent on specific tasks in order to work more efficiently. That's what the proper time management definition says. Now in your day-to-day activities, you are all managing your time. You will ask me, why should I manage my time more? I'm okay, I'm content. But to achieve that more, to be successful, to be a winner, you need to achieve that more. Okay, so you have to work more, you have to succeed, you have to be a winner. So you have to plan your day-to-day activities very well. So why? The questions of why. Why should I save my time? Why should I plan my time? Next screen, ma'am. First, it saves time. Yes, extra time is there to spend for your personal hobbies, personal pursuits. You would have always thought to join a dance class or any other hobby, which you obviously thought you will not find time for that. But by making a proper time management plan, you can actually plan your day in such a way that you get some leisure hours for your own personal leisure activities. So what you are doing ultimately, you are saving your time too. Two, it reduces stress. Yes, it's avoiding your anxiety, it's reducing your frustrations, and you need not have tight deadlines and all. You need not miss your deadlines. So you are controlled, you are more focused, and you have checklists and reminders to follow, and it also avoids sleep disturbances. Suppose you have not completed your assignment or any other job activity which you need to complete, and you have not done that, you are not getting proper sleep, right? So it's actually reducing stress, improving your mental health, and improving your physical health automatically. Third, it helps you function effectively. Yes, you have a very good plan to follow. Your decision making is proper, and you can plan everything beforehand. Suppose you need to write a seminar or a assignment, you can have all the study materials in advance so that you can plan out how to do that, and there is less of rework done. So you can function very effectively. It increases your work output in less time. Same thing. You can actually rank your tasks and track your tasks, what you're going to do for the whole day. Okay, you can manage your workload, and you cannot forget your deadlines. You will be in advance. Prioritize your tasks. Yes, because Mark Twain says, eat that frogs. You know what is frog? How do frogs make sound? They croak. No, you like that sound? No, you don't like it because they keep on croaking. It's very noisy. It's so messy. So what he means by frogs, F-R-O-G-S, it's your work. So if you eat those frogs, if you finish those job first, then you can be relaxed for the rest of the day. In case you have 2 frogs, then you have to eat the bigger one first. Okay, so that is the eat your frogs. That is the rule according to Mark Twain. Then more of quality work. Since you are more focused, you are more controlled, you are focusing on one particular job at a time, you are actually giving a lot of quality work. Okay, so you're time bound and completed. It should be time bound and it should be completed within the given allotted time. Okay, of course you can have some buffer time, but still you should be within the time limit. Improves self-discipline. Yes, because you're following a certain pattern. You know what to do next. You're not just leading the day. So you will never postpone, and you will finish all your things in time, and it will help you to grow. And people respect you for your self-discipline. Next, it helps you to balance both your professional and personal life. Yes, many people complain they don't have me time, they don't have family time. Why? Because they haven't planned their day well. So if you have both, balancing both your professional as well as personal time, then you can spend more time with your family as well as in your professional times. Opens up new possibilities. Yes, sometimes you want to do some charity work, or you want to go to an orphanage, something apart from your day-to-day routine. some enjoyable tasks which are innately fulfilling or enriching. Such possibilities are available only if you can time plan. Okay, so you already have a saying, early bird always has more opportunities. So if you are going to finish all your day tasks in a day completely, then you have more time for your extra leisure activities too. Now, next is how. Yeah, I know what is the importance of time management. Now, how should I do my time management? How should I plan? Next slide. Yeah, first is to-do list. How you have to write down. First thing is you have to document whatever you want to plan for the next day. You have to write down in a calendar, diary, whatever. So once you start ranking your tasks, you have to just put down all the tasks, what you need to do the next day, and then you have to make a to-do list. Okay, schedule your timetable according to your personal energy. Yeah, we all are different. Okay, some are early risers, some are late night owls. That's what they say. So what happens is your goal set should be according to SMART. Your goals should be SMART. That is, they are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So depends upon, of course, your personal energy level, depends upon your circadian rhythm, okay, which is a cycle between your alertness and sleepiness. So you know when you are full of energy. So during those hours, you can plan your most important tasks. And during the other hours, you can have it for your family time or your leisure activities. Okay. Then prioritize your list. That is MITs.
Ma'am, we can't hear you. Ma'am,
Okay, Miss Kavita? Wow, she's so focused. Miss Kavita? Hello, can you hear us? Because we can't hear you.
Miss Kavita? Okay.
Miss
Ma'am, we
Kavita?
can't hear you. Pooja, ma'am, we can't hear you.
I think she can't hear us as well. I think she can't hear us as well.
Sure, what to do?
Can someone please just message her?
Anil
yeah,
sir?
I'm calling
Yes.
her. I'm calling her. Yes.
Zoom is not being very kind to us today, is it?
Yeah, from the beginning itself.
Oh, Miss Kavita, can you hear us? Okay, fine. We're gonna have to message her then. Everyone, please bear with us. We're very, very sorry. Zoom is not being the kindest to us today.
Yes, she's very focused.
Actually, she's not attending.
Kavita, ma'am? Is not hearing.
Miss Kavita?
Miss
Hello,
Kavita,
Miss-
we can't.
Ma'am, we can't hear you.
Yeah, Miss Kavita, we can't hear you.
यार सुना है ऐसे ऐसे पोपो
Yes, we can hear you now.
okay
Yeah, can
wait
you hear? Yeah.
okay
Sorry.
yeah
We had to share. I had to stop sharing because I couldn't hear.
okay
All
okay
right.
from
will
which
go
point you
back.
want me to elaborate, ma? From which point?
I think it was number 3. Prioritize your list. Most important things. MIT.
Okay. So to prioritize your list, most important task. So you have to be realistic and give some extra time. Okay. So you have to create manageable goals, which are short-term goals also. So you have 4 types of activities: important, urgent, not important, not urgent. So what you have to do is you have to just plan out which is more important and you have to follow it accordingly. Okay. Then review your plan. Yes, every time there should not be any strict plans. So you can always review your plan. It should be adaptable. And sometimes there are obstacles. You had planned for an assignment and somebody else drops in. So that 1 hour you will not be able to work. So what happens is you have to have a backup plan. You should have some buffer time so that you can finish your job in that period. Plan for tomorrow and use deadlines. The previous day night is always better to plan for your next day. Okay, your subconscious mind is alert during the night period. So what happens, you have to jot down all the activities which you need to do for the next day, the previous night itself. Because morning you will be all having a very hectic schedule, so you cannot sit and write and you may forget 1 or 2 activities too. Then, so previous night is always better to plan and follow the very next day. Then take small breaks. Yes, small breaks can be in the form of anything. It can be a small coffee break. It can be a small stretching, meditation, talking to your friend, or a small walk, anything that will cheer you up, that will motivate you, that will energize you. So take small breaks, okay? Cross off accomplished tasks. The moment you finish off a task, you have a list, you cross off those tasks which have already been completed. Okay, so that motivates, okay, I've completed 6, only 3 more or 2 more. So that gives you a way of motivating. No multitasking. Yes, you should not do 2 or 3 activities at the same time. It actually reduces your concentration, focusing, and the quality of work will be too low. Okay, it's too distracting also. So multitasking should not be done and it causes mistakes and you cannot be much creative when you're doing multitasking. Kill the squirrels. What do I mean by kill the squirrels? Yes, it's the notifications, the beeps, the pop-up messages which come on your social media. So always try to switch off your media, social media, gadgets, everything when you're working on some assignment. Okay. At the end of the day, you always have time to go through all that. These things will definitely distract you and they are actually time suckers. They are time thieves. So you should not give time for that. Overcome procrastination. It's like the postponing things. Do after, do it later. So what can we do for that? We can have small goals which are achievable. Suppose you have to write an assignment, 4 days. You have 4 days to complete. What you can do, first day, you can just have a small review of the literature from which you are going to take help. Okay. Second day, you can prepare a rough draft of what and all you are going to include and what and all you are going to write. Third day, you can do some editing. You can add something, you can remove something. Fourth day, you can do the final drafting. So you have taken 4 days, but imagine the quality of work you will be giving. It will be too good. So you have to have small steps, bold goals, which can be achieved earlier. That will motivate you more also. Document your processes. Yes, you have to write all your processes, whatever, even if it's monotonous, it's fine. Day-to-day activities, you have to document and how you did it. Maybe in future, it will be helpful for you. You already always should have a personal diary to document all your details. Reward yourself often. Yes, a pat, a coffee, a chocolate at the end of finishing your day-to-day task will always help you. It will reward you. You feel very motivated and it will cheer up and prepare you for the next step. Okay. Okay. I think this is done. I don't know, it was too informative or boring. I don't know, but we have a small video which will summarize everything. So, Ashna, can we go for the video?
Just give me 1 second, please.
Yeah.
Can everyone see this?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, this is Don Howe, and the topic for this golden nugget is managing your time. And I'd like to illustrate this by sharing a well-known story. Once upon a time, a professor was teaching a class about time management, and the professor set a 1-gallon glass jar on the table and filled it up with pretty good-sized rocks. He then said to the students, "Is the jar full?" They replied, "Yes, it's full." And then he pulled out a bag of pebbles and he poured them into the jar. As he did, he shook the jar so that the pebbles sifted down through the holes between the rocks. Eventually, the pebbles reached the top of the jar, and once again, he looked at the class and said, "Is the jar full?" The students cautiously answered, "Yes." And then he pulled out a bag of sand and he did the same thing, pouring and shaking until the sand reached the top of the jar. This time, when he looked at the students and said, "Is the jar full?" they said, "No." He smiled. He pulled out a pitcher of water. He poured it into the jar until the water reached the top of the jar. And then he looked at the students and he said, "What was the point of this illustration?" And one young man jumped up and said, "I know. No matter how full your schedule is, if you try hard enough, you can always fit some more things into it." The professor shook his head and replied, "That's not the point I was trying to illustrate. The point I was trying to illustrate is that if you don't put the big rocks in first, you'll never get them all in. If you fill your jar first with pebbles or sand or water, then there won't be any room for the rocks. If you allow the small things to take up all of your time, then you won't be able to accomplish the bigger things. Figure out what your highest priorities are and do your best to work first on those things that move you towards your goals. Once your goal-related activities are scheduled, then you can fill the rest of your schedule with all those other activities that are less important but still need to be done. Of course, you know this already, but the illustration of the rocks in the jar is a good reminder to schedule your highest priorities first. I imagine that you do this because that's what winners do, and you are a winner, and given enough time, you will win. Yes, you are a winner.
Thank you for listening to this Golden Nugget.
Hi, Ashna.
Yes.
We are done. We can go for the question and answer session.
All right. So does anyone have any questions? If you do, please write your name in the chat or write your question in the chat, and then we will.
Yeah, Hester is asking how to avoid distractions.
Pardon? Sorry?
How to avoid distractions. Hester was asking that.
Okay, distractions, social media, or what distractions? What type of distractions you're talking about?
What type of distraction, Hester? Hester?
Yeah, I wanted to avoid distractions like pop-up messages from WhatsApp and like when your siblings come and distract you, all that. How do you avoid those kind of distractions?
Okay. When it is something to do with gadgets, then you have to completely switch them off. Okay. No other.
Okay.
If it's going to be with siblings or your family members, you have to go to a separate room and you have to complete your activity or assignments or whatever, maybe mostly during your study period. And then you can come out and have a family time with them. You can make them understand that you are in a very important assignment and you need to complete that within the given time period. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question?
One Shiva has raised a hand.
Should we unmute?
Shiva, you can unmute.
Okay, it's fine. We'll get back to Shiva. I believe Rehan had a question, and so does Anvita. Can we unmute Rehan first, and then we'll unmute Anvita, please?
Rehan is unmuted. Go ahead, ask your question.
We do things more faster.
Oh, we can't hear you. Can you be a little more louder?
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. So my question is, why are deadlines so important? Because if we have deadlines, we could do much faster. Because if a writer has a deadline, he can write a book in that much time. Or if he doesn't have a deadline, he would take like an year or so. So why are deadlines so important?
Yeah. Okay. Deadlines are important because we need to complete a task. Okay. We cannot take years to complete. Depending upon your school work, suppose you are all students mostly. So you cannot take your own time, right? You all have deadlines. We have deadlines to complete a task. Everything is goal oriented. Just imagine your teacher is taking the whole year to complete a chapter. Won't you feel bored? You'll feel very bored, right? So you need to have deadlines to complete a task because those are the reminders which tell you, yes, complete it faster. They motivate you. They always keep you focused. So deadlines are very important. But for our time management plans, we can have our own deadlines. Suppose you have an assignment 10 days later. You can start studying from the first day. You need not rush till the 10th day. Okay, so you can divide your portions into 5 or 6 parts and cover each unit every day so that you get ample time for revision also. So deadlines are definitely important, and without deadlines, we all can never work, whether it's studies, academics, or profession, any type of profession. We always need deadlines. Okay, so we need to follow deadlines.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, go on. Ask your question.
Ma'am, if you are alone in a house, and you finished your works. You finished all the works you have, and your time is wasting. You don't have any works to do. What will you do, ma'am?
You have leisure time activities? Yeah. So you all have hobbies, right? So you can listen to music. You don't have any work, then you can listen to music. You can dance. You can play some games. You're asking me that only, no? What I have to do in leisure time activity, right?
Ma'am, no. When you're not interested in that all leisure time activities, like you
So
finished your
what,
work, you're not interested for that activities. So what will you do, ma'am?
what you can do? Go sleep. That's the best activity you can do. What else to do? You have to find some hobby. You all have hobbies, right? All have leisure time activities. You can watch TV, you can play a game, but you told you are alone, right? So you have no one to talk to. You can call your friend over phone, you can chat. When you have completed your activities, you can go to your gadgets. You can see your social media too. That's fine. But even if you are bored for that, also you can go have a nap. That is always better.
We can do extra work also.
Sorry?
We can do extra work also.
Yes, what extra
What
work?
to do tomorrow's work today.
Okay, you can plan for your next day, right? That's very true.
If I finish everything and I'm bored about all the gadgets, I go to bed and then I think about my future. Yeah.
Good.
There's another question. It's more of like a tips. So Syed Hussain is asking tips for procrastination.
Okay. How to avoid?
Yes, how to avoid procrastination.
Yeah, it's basically postponing your things. Okay, when you think it's very difficult, you cannot achieve in that particular day, you start postponing the activities which cannot be completed. That's what I gave an example. If you have to finish an assignment, you can start doing that right from 3 or 4 days before, so that it will be easy for you to complete that task. Okay, so you have to break down the activity into small steps which are achievable. Every day you can do, you can take a step and you can do little bit of it. So at the end of the 2 or 3 days, you can be completing that activity and you will feel motivated also. And your quality of the work also will be very good. So instead of postponing, you can say, okay, let me take one step. Let me do this activity first day. Second day, I'll do this. Third day, I'll do this. So you can just break up the task into small goals.
Okay, thank you so much. I think time is running by fast. So thank you so much, Kavita ma'am. That was a really powerful speech. The why and the how. That was really powerful. So next we have Naza. She is a third grader and her hobbies include skating, drawing, and craft. Let us all listen to her story.
Naza, you're on mute. Yeah, don't worry, we will unmute you just right now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, Naza, we can hear you.
Thank you for the introductions and managing time. Rocks, pebbles, and sand. Once a professor stood up before his class with a large empty glass jar. He filled the jar till the top with large rocks. He asked his students if the jar was full. The students replied the jar was full. He then added small pebbles and gave the jar a shake so that the pebbles go down through the gap between the rocks. He asked again, is the jar full? The students replied yes. He then poured sand into the jar to fill any empty space. The student then agreed that the jar was completely full. The professor went on to explain that all these represented every responsibilities and task of your life. The rock represents most important projects and responsibilities such as studies and family time. This means if the pebbles and sand were put last, the jar would be still full and your life still have meanings. Pebbles represents things in your life that matters, but you could still live without, such as your house, job, friends, etc. Finally, sand represents small things like watching television, browsing on social media, etc. If you start with sand, you won't have room for rocks and pebbles. Always pay attention to the things that are important to you. Take care of the rocks first, the things that really matters. So friends, set your priority. Time and tide wait for none. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Naza, for that wonderful story. That was really great. Next, we have Umar. He is a student of 10th. He stays in Hyderabad. He likes to watch movies and read epic stories. He secured first place in district level essay writing and elocution. From there, he went to state level and scored first in essay writing and second in elocution. He also wrote a story which has been selected for the MTERET storybook. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you for the introduction. Time management plays a huge role in how successful you are in life. Hello everyone, I am Umar Khan. I would like to tell you 6 problems which we are actually gonna face when we have poor time management. So the major problem we face when we have poor time management is procrastination. Yes, this is the most obvious result which we have to face. This also causes a lot of stress. If you let your task sit, you might miss the deadlines. Problem number 2, lower grades and test scores. When you don't keep up time management with your studies, you are less able to understand or engage with new material. So your lack of time management can create a bad cycle for your academic performance. Problem number 3, lack of sleep. Constantly staying up late to finish assignments that you should have done days ago will cut down your sleeping time. We know how important sleep is, but poor time management can move sleep to the bottom of the list of priorities. Problem number 4, lack of punctuality. If you can't manage your time, you're probably always late for things, including your classes, your professors' office hours, and scheduled appointments. Your lack of punctuality won't make you look professional or polished. Keep in mind that people's impressions of you matter, and that people do notice when you're essential and consistently unable to show up on time. Problem number 5, multitasking. Let's be honest here. Multitasking does not work. However, when we are in lack of time, you may try to do the impossible and do more than one thing at a time. Instead of multitasking, focus on one thing at a time. Once that is done, then move to the next. It may not sound like it effective, but single tasking is much more effective than and time efficient. Well, problem number 6, decreased quality of work. If it's been brought to your attention that your work has been sloppy as of late, then that's another sign to be aware, since if it shows that you're rushing just to complete the task, that may decrease the quality of the work which needs to be the best. This brings to our conclusion that we have to have good time management. Hope I have passed a good information to you. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Umar. That was truly an informative speech. Yes, multitasking is garbage. That seems to be shocking, right? Okay. Next up, we have Aditi. She is a 13-year-old in Dubai. Her hobbies include creative writing, painting, public speaking, dramatics, baking, and reading. She also loves to sing Indian and Western music songs. As the environment coordinator of her school and the member of the Emirates Environmental Group, Aditi participates in recycling campaigns, cleanup drives, and tree.
Zenha, you're on
You're
mute.
muted.
I'm so sorry. Okay. As the environment coordinator of a school and the member of the Emirates Environmental Group, Aditi participates in recycling campaigns, cleanup drives, and tree planting events. She also volunteers for many humanitarian initiatives in India and the UAE. Aditi is the recipient of many awards, including the Diana Award, the Hamdan Award, and Sharjah Award and School Philanthropist of the Year. She is a Pearl FM radio presenter and loves to review books on the show. Her stories, poems, and articles have been published in newspapers and magazines. So she is going to talk about breast cancer here. And everyone, please listen carefully. In the game session, we're going to ask questions about this, okay? Come on, welcome, Aditi.
Okay, so I'll just share my screen with the presentation. So I hope you all can see my screen right now.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes,
Okay.
we can see.
So hi everyone, I'm Aditi, and as you may all know, October is the month for breast cancer awareness. And so I'm going to be telling you all a bit more about it. All of you should pay close attention, as after this we shall be having a game session based on what we have learned. So breast cancer is a bitter reality and one of the most dreaded diseases of all, as it has no cure. It is a malignant tumor that is developed in the cells of the breast, and it is one of the most common cancers affecting females. 1 in 8 women is said to be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And although less than 1% of breast cancer develops in men, they still need to look out for the signs, as it occurs in men as well. So breast cancer is usually caused by a genetic abnormality or a sort of mistake in your DNA, which you usually inherit from your mother or your father. But it can also be a result of the general wear and tear of life, as well as other risk factors that we shall be discussing in the further slides. So the most common signs or symptoms of breast cancer would be a lump or a mass. A lump that is painless but hard with uneven edges is most likely to be cancer, but some cancers also have, soft and rounded lumps that can be painful. So it is extremely vital to get anything new checked out by a doctor. So now we come to the risk factors of breast cancer. So some factors can be unavoidable, like your age, family, hormonal, or personal history, or if you're being subjected to radiation in your job. But there are some factors that you can avoid to make sure you don't get this cancer, such as consuming alcohol, being obese, not dieting, or exercising. So some things you can do to prevent breast cancer is, first of all, maintaining a healthy weight while staying physically active, eating a healthy and balanced diet, including fruits and vegetables, reducing your alcohol consumption, as well as not smoking. So thousands of lives have been saved because of early detection. So if you find a new lump and go to the doctor to get it checked, you might actually be able to save lives by finding out and being aware about this disease earlier. And so early detection is actually the best protection. So remember that any of your loved ones, like your mom, sister, aunt, grandmother, or any female figure close to you could be prone to this disease. So it is crucial you inform and educate them about the symptoms, risk factors, as well as what you can do to prevent this disease, since you might actually be able to save their life. So now I request you all, whoever has their camera on, please stay on mute. But now we shall be taking a small pledge to protect our mom. So if you could all just stay on mute and turn on your cameras, that would be amazing. So I'll just say one line, give you a few seconds, and you can repeat that after me. Okay? So everyone just raise your hand like this, and we can start off with the pledge. Okay? So I pledge to make my mom take a monthly self-examination to search for the symptoms of breast cancer. Thank you so much, everyone. That's it for my presentation. So yeah, after this, right now, we shall be having a short game session. So I hope everyone paid close attention, and I really hope you all shall participate in the game session as we have all planned it, and it should be really exciting.
Thank you so much, Aditi. So we are having a game session, and uh, to everyone watching on the YouTube live, sorry, unfortunately, this is the end of the session. Make sure you join on the next week.